Good morning, everyone. Welcome to Bitcoin for Mere Mortals, the channel where you can learn about Bitcoin, cryptocurrencies, technology, and the future. Nothing in this channel is financial advice, of course. I had to say that, but it's only education and entertainment. Bitcoin for Mere Mortals is also a book that I have published. The details are below, and it's available in Amazon. Okay, let's have a look at the markets. Yesterday we had a good day, a green day, and today seems kind of flat. It's nothing is moving much today, I don't think. Bitcoin is a little bit low, 56, almost 57. Yesterday we got to 58,000. Ethereum is doing better, 3% up. The rest are kind of flat. Apart from Shiba is going up. Go figure. Avalanche is doing 7%. Luna is doing 10%. I will, eventually I will, one day, when I have time, I will explain which projects I like best, apart from Bitcoin, and why I like them, and which projects I don't like. But I never usually talk about anything that is below the top 20, because I find it very risky. Anyway, we have a lot of news today. Let's have a look. What's going on? What's first? Here we got a graph here explaining, like showing how many big the HODLers that have between 1 and 10 BTC, how many Bitcoin they own, and they're gonna HODL for the long term. As we can see here in the yellow chart, in the yellow line, the number is growing, and we are at all-time high here. That means that 1,600,000 is in long-term storage, like a cold wallet and things like that, and custody. And that means that these people are not willing to, they don't want to sell for the short term. They're gonna hold for 5-10 years, or maybe forever. That's a good thing. The more people HODL, the less Bitcoin in the exchanges, and the price then goes up because there's not enough supply. Right, another piece of news is that Vitaly Buterin is proposing to limit the call data per block to lower ETC gas cost. As we know, Ethereum is having a lot of problems with the gas fees. When you try to send Ethereum over the network, the commission that you have to pay are too high. In some cases, you buy an NFT that costs $30 and you have to pay $100 in commission in fees. These fees goes up and down during the day, and some days the network is very crowded and it's really expensive, and other days it's a lot cheaper. But it is a problem. It's a good problem to have. And they only have this problem because they have too many people using the network, which is a good thing. It's like you have a restaurant and your restaurant is fully booked every single day. So that's a good thing, right? But it's not so good because people have to wait. They had to make reservations for next month, next year, and whatever. So they've been trying to solve this problem for a long time, and they're coming with short-term solution and long-term solution. This one Vitaly is proposing here is a short-term solution, and it could work if it goes ahead. But the thing is, Vitaly Buterin, despite being the creator or the co-creator of Ethereum, is not in charge really anymore. He can propose changes for the protocol, but it is the network that has to vote on those changes and accept through a consensus mechanism if they are going ahead or not. And this I would say, but he obviously he's the leader, and they will listen to him, and I would say that this is probably going to work. But also you have to take into account that every time a network tries to lower cost or to speed up the transactions, they have to sacrifice something. You cannot, nothing is free in life, nothing is free. On one hand you have security, on the other hand you got cost and speed. You have to choose one or the other, or find a balance between the two or the three. Bitcoin bets everything for security. Bitcoin doesn't care too much about speed or cost. That's why sometimes can be slow and sometimes can be slightly expensive, but not as expensive as Ethereum. Ethereum is like halfway. Is doing a halfway approach in which they try to balance the security with the speed and with the cost. And yeah, they're having problems because the network is very crowded, but eventually they get there. They are proposing long-term solutions like Ethereum 2.0, in which they're moving to proof of stake. That should be faster and should be cheaper. And then you have another projects like Solana. Solana is really good projects, and I own some Solana, and it's very fast, very cheap, but is it secure? Well, not so much. Compared to Ethereum or compared to Bitcoin, definitely, Solana is not secure because they have decided to sacrifice security for speed. And when you invest in a project like that, even though the project is very, very good and it has strong fundamentals, you have to take that into account. Keep in mind that Solana is a very centralized project, meaning that they only have a few nodes. The nodes are in charge, and if they get together and decide to change the protocol, they can change overnight, and that will affect the tokenomics, the price, the protocol, the algorithm, everything. So when a project is very centralized, it has two types of threats. You got internal threats and external threats. Internal are the team. If the team is very powerful, they can change the protocol and do whatever they want, and they can do a rug pull. Hopefully they won't, but they could. They have the power to do it. And external, it means it could be from hackers and from regulators. When you have a boss, a leader, and headquarters, hackers find that as a honeypot, and they're gonna start attacking that network from the center. And also regulators can close down. They can close down the servers, can close down, put the people in jail or whatever. That will never happen with Bitcoin because it's 100% decentralized, is the most secure, and is the most solid protocol there is. Anyway, another piece of news is Jack Dorsey. Jack Dorsey is the CEO of Twitter. He was the CEO of Twitter because he had resigned, stepped down as a Twitter CEO. Why? Well, one can only speculate, but Jack Dorsey has said many times that his mission in life is to take Bitcoin to everybody, to make Bitcoin the most successful monetary network, to make everybody, to help everybody to reach, to be able to own some Bitcoin, to transact in Bitcoin, to send money through Bitcoin, everything. He said that in the past, and he's a very successful technologist, and he owns Bitcoin. He's helping the Lightning Network. Twitter has already a payment method through Bitcoin, through the Lightning Network. You can send, I said Twitter use can send you Bitcoin through the Twitter network, and the cost would be almost zero, and the speed almost instant. So yeah, he's stepping down from Twitter, but we will hear from him as the Bitcoin, the new Bitcoin leader, the new Bitcoin evangelist. So stay tuned for the news. I think this is a very good news for Bitcoin, because now we have somebody of this caliber defending the protocol and evangelizing about Bitcoin and how Bitcoin can help countries from the developing world, poor people, money transfers, you name it. But Bitcoin has the potential to have a lot of people, including very people who lives in very disadvantaged situations. What else we got here? Okay, sometimes I hear the adage, but the past doesn't equal the future, which is very true. I agree with that. So you can win the lottery 3 times. That doesn't mean that you're gonna keep winning the lottery forever. That's I agree with that. I never use the past to predict the future. What I use instead is the relationship between cause and effect. Right? Why is Bitcoin? Why I say Bitcoin is gonna do a 20x in the next 10 years? Because not because it past performance. No, it's not because of that. It's because when you study Bitcoin, when you study protocol, you realize that it's the best store of value ever. The world needs store of value, and well, the world is slowly waking up to it, and they are joining the network. We have like 150 million users already of Bitcoin, but this is a network, and it suffers from network effects. So if we see WhatsApp going from 0 to 2,000 million users, if we see the internet to go from 0 to 4 billion users, if we see Facebook, we realize what is a network effect. The network effect is that I use something, I like it, and I tell 5 people. These 5 people tell another 5 people each, and those another 5, and that's another 5, and the thing is spread like a virus, really. I mean, like the COVID virus. Unfortunately, COVID is a bad example, but it's an example of something that is gonna spread like that. The internet, Facebook, WhatsApp, COVID, and Bitcoin are both. All of those are viruses in a way. Some of them are good, and some of them are bad. But let's keep in mind the network effect. So when you study cause and effect, you find Bitcoin a very useful currency, a very useful store of value with network effects. So when you compare with the internet, here's this line is the internet, how it went from the 90s, mid-90s to now. So it went from 1 million users to 4 billion users, right? And Bitcoin is following a very, very similar pattern. It went from 0 to about 150 million. This is 2020, is a bit outdated, but we are more or less here, 150, maybe here. So it will probably, unless something very odd happens, like a black swan event, it will probably carry on. In 2030 will be here. It's basically going up exponentially. I know the past doesn't equal the future, but I don't see any reason why this is going to stop here. We are at 150 millions. Those 150 million are gonna tell another 400 million people about Bitcoin, like I'm telling you now, and those will tell that, and eventually we will get to 4 billion people, and that will mean that the price of Bitcoin will be 40x, 100x the sky is the limit, really. It really is. Anyway, that's what I want to say. So don't look at the past, look at cause and effect, and look at network effects. Okay. I want to tell you a little bit about technical analysis. I don't like technical analysis, and I'm going to criticize technical analysis. If you are a fan of technical analysis, look away now. I prefer fundamental analysis. In fundamental analysis, you study what's behind the protocol, what's behind the currency, what's behind the company. And then you study the market, and you don't really take into account too much the price. But in the technical analysis, you you don't care. People, technical analysts, they look at this and they don't care if this is Google, this is gold, this is Bitcoin, or this is whatever. They don't care. They only see prices goes up, price goes up, price goes down, price goes up, price goes down, and then they draw these imaginary lines here, and they call it support, they call it resistance, and they say this is probably gonna bounce here and go down, and then it will bounce here and go up, and then it will reach here, resistance here and go down, and they draw entry lines, exit lines. Sometimes this works in the short term, but it doesn't work for Bitcoin. It doesn't work for the long term. This is like I said, imaginary lines that you can draw everything here. I could draw another line here. Why didn't draw another line here? Why not another line like this? Why not draw a curve instead of a straight line? I don't follow too much this. This is entertaining, but it doesn't really tell you anything, in my opinion. This is not financial advice, whatever. And to end up this video, I got a joke about this. I say, hi, I like a wake-up call. And the lady here says, technical analysis is just astrology for men. There you go. I thought that was funny. Anyway, subscribe the channel, press the notification bell, share the video, comment, and I will see you tomorrow again for more videos about Bitcoin technology and the future. Thank you for watching, and goodbye now.